Hello everyone, it's the gamer Danny here, and welcome to the introduction to C++. And before we get started, let's get the header all cleaned up. And by starting, we can using namespace standard. By putting this in, you won't have to do standard : cout to anything. Because if you don't using namespace, you're gonna have to use this for practically almost anything you do. So while using namespace standard, you don't need to do this every time. And within the int main right here, you don't need any of this part inside. And then based on my preference, I like to keep the curly brackets on the outsides. We don't need this part in here either. And as custom dictates, we always start out learning a new language by printing hello world into the screen. Let's patch it up a little bit. And based on my preference, you could use this to make a new line, but on my case, I like to use end line. Oh, sorry. Okay, now let's run this. Hello world. Okay, for the next step, well, not all of that. We're gonna learn some basic mathematic functions. So before we use that, let's do integer num1, for example, integer num2, and integer answer. And those little warnings means that you haven't used them within anywhere in the code, so they'll kind of give you a warning to tell you that. And now let's see out. Enter a number. Okay, now this is cin. What cin does, it lets you enter values using the keyboard. So now let's enter num1. Okay, now we could see out. Oh. Enter some other number. End line. Num2. And now we could do basic calculations. And how in C++, whatever you want the answer to be has to be on the left side. For example, answer equals whatever num1 plus num2. And now we can see out whatever that is. The sum of the first number and the second number is, do like that, make another less than symbol, and then you can put in answer. Now end line. And now if we run it, enter a number, let's put in 5. Enter some other number, let's put in 2. The sum of the first number and the second number is 7. Okay. And now we could do subtraction, which is you can use a little hyphen. And now let's change this up. The difference. Now let's see what that is. Enter a number. Let's enter 8 this time, and 2. The difference between the first and second number is 6. Okay. And now let's do multiplication, which is use the asterisk. Now let's give this one a try. Let's run it. 3 times 9. What happened? product. Okay, let's stop that and let's try to rerun it. I don't know what happened there. Okay, 9 times 3. See, and the product is 27. Now let's do division, which is the /. And we all know you can't divide by 0, and you can use an if statement to check for that, but we can learn the if statements next time, because I'm just going to show you how all the basic calculations work. So quotient. Now run. Let's put 15 divided by 3. See, and the quotient is 5. Now I know the basics of printing to the screen and entering values through the keyboard using basic calculations, and then you could print out whatever. And next time we could learn if and else statements. This is the Gamer Danny, and I'll check you guys out later.